Iran has a new supreme leader. As of this weekend, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the former Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was announced as the new supreme leader by Iranian state TV. But in an interview last week, President Trump said that he would refuse to accept a new Iranian leader who would continue Khamenei's policies. He told Axios, quote, "Khamenei's son is unacceptable to me. We want someone that will bring harmony and peace to Iran."
Trump gave those comments despite repeated attempts from his administration to deny that the goal of this war is regime change. But South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham contradicted those denials outright in an interview on Fox over the weekend. Take a listen.
Israel and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike anyone could ever imagine.
Graham went on to suggest that Iran might not be the only country whose regime the Trump administration plans to change.
If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat? Free Cuba. Stay tuned. Yep. The liberation of Cuba is upon us. It's just a matter of time now. You see this hat? Make Iran great. President Trump said the only way to make Iran great is for the people to take over. We're marching through the world. We're cleaning out the bad guys. Iran is going down, and Cuba is next.
Those comments received swift criticism from many conservatives. Megyn Kelly wrote on X, "For the love of God, this man should never be in Trump's orbit again." And Glenn Greenwald, not a conservative, but friendly with anti-interventionist conservatives, called Graham a, quote, "bloodthirsty psychopath who tries to fill his internal emptiness with the joy he gets from watching people incinerated and vaporized from the air."
This comes as a new report from the Wall Street Journal suggests that Graham had a key hand to play in selling Trump on an Iran strike. Graham even traveled to Israel several times in recent weeks to reportedly meet with the country's intelligence agency, and allegedly coached Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on how to approach the subject with Trump. Graham later said it was Netanyahu who showed the president intelligence that persuaded Trump to go ahead. According to the report, Graham also gave a heads up to the Saudi Crown Prince in the weeks leading up to the first strikes. He told the Journal, quote, "I went to MBS to say, okay, I think this is going down."
Meanwhile, the White House is indicating that the president hasn't ruled out sending U.S. troops to Iran. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt took it a step further, also on Fox. Let's watch.
Mothers out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground?
The president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table.
Former Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene summed up the MAGA outrage to Leavitt's comments in a post on X. "No draft, no boots on the ground, because we campaigned on no more foreign wars or regime change. Liars, every single one of them. Not my son over my dead body." Okay, lots to get into here, and we'll have a couple opportunities to address what's going on in Iran in our different segments today. So if we don't get to all of it right now, bear with us. Should probably start with the news that there's a new leader of the country. This is someone whose father was just killed, wife, I think, mother, child, and this is who the Revolutionary Guard has put forth. My understanding of the dynamics of the country means that basically this means the Revolutionary Guard is in charge, and this is kind of to show continuity, but this is not someone who has necessarily the religious authority that his father, Ali Khamenei, had, but I guess it remains to be seen how long he, frankly, remains in power, given our commitment to wiping out the people in charge we don't agree with there. It certainly would not, while I'm very skeptical of this effort, it certainly would not, frankly, seem to me like now is the time to stop, and we would have said we've accomplished a great deal good putting someone in power who, for very immediate personal reasons, would seem to be not in a mood to negotiate with us, but I guess it could be different if you see.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that basically, if the Islamic Republic survives at the end of all this, they will, certainly in a moral victory sense, have won, and Trump and the United States will have lost. Now, I actually don't expect that to be the outcome, just because on a pure military might level, I mean, the United States plus Israel, of course, is obviously superior to the Iranian armed forces. So therefore, I think the likelihood is that the Islamic Republic will fall at some point. There's obviously a massive, massive question as to what happens, what comes next. But in relation to the new supreme leader, I mean, yeah, I don't see that he's going to presage any change, because I don't see why he would, and not least because of who his father is. Interestingly, the father apparently did not, or had not favoured being succeeded by his son, because his argument was, when the Islamic Revolution happened, it was partly to remove the idea of hereditary leadership under the Shah. But yeah, I'm not sure it matters that much who you put as supreme leader, because it's the Islamic Republic, whoever's there.
Right. And so we're committed to continuing to do regime change by any other name, I guess.
Apparently.
We don't call things regime change because that's unpopular, even though that's clearly what we're doing. It's not a war because we didn't vote on it, even though it is clearly a war. It has all the elements of a war, including mass civilian casualties that we'll get into in your notes. You know, Lindsey Graham is actually not a very popular figure among kind of conservative diehards. He's sort of always been mocked. And these are some mockable interviews here. We can't even keep our eyes on one target at what we're going to do, Cuba as well. Like, and then Caroline Leavitt can't explicitly rule out ground troops and a draft. I mean, I think I said this in some other interview. I understand that, like, the new kind of very anti-interventionist wing of MAGA was always going to be disappointed somewhat, but there's being disappointed somewhat and going as far in the other direction as you possibly can.
Well,
and like, no, you know, don't send my kid to die for Israel is a pretty hard thing to violate this hard.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and there's also just a fundamental lack of seriousness. Like, when you look at Lindsey Graham doing his Fox interview with his different baseball caps and talking about us rampaging around the world, or whatever exact phrase he used, that stuff is, I mean, we're talking about armed conflicts in which people are going to die, and he's treating it like some kind of game show.
Yeah, very bad.
Up next, Fox News apologises for airing an old clip of President Trump after critics online said that they misled viewers by not showing Trump wearing a baseball cap at Saturday's dignified transfer ceremony. Stay with us for that.